I'm assuming everyone can hear me and can see my screen. Welcome to our conversation today about what Christopher Newport University has to offer in terms of cybersecurity. So what do we have at CNU? We have our kind of technical department, traditionally the Department of Physics, Computer Science, and Engineering. And we're just going to go ahead and call that the Physics, Cybersecurity, and Engineering department just for tonight. Within this department, we have a major in cybersecurity, which is kind of the full flavor thing. And then we also have an area of emphasis, which allows you to focus on some of the more technical business elements and apply it to security, as they mentioned in the conversation that's starting up today. Within these, the first one is the major in cybersecurity, and we put a lot of work into this program, and it's really designed to provide a full experience across the life of the program. From your first semester on campus, you'll have opportunity to get involved with seminar cybersecurity classes where we explore current events in cybersecurity, play around with some tools, understand how security affects other disciplines. I mean, it's a really kind of a fun conversation to have, especially as you start your college career. This is hosted within our department, and one of the cool things about that is we really get to pull from our strong computer science and information science connections. And again, that's what Brian was talking about during the intro, that cybersecurity, it's about the context, it's about how it's being used. At the end of your studies, you wrap it up with the cybersecurity capstone, and that capstone is basically an independent project where you work with a faculty member on a final project. A little bit smaller is our area of emphasis, and this is within our information science degree. And this is a more kind of practical applied focus, and it really focuses on the applied use of technology in the context of businesses. It's a little less programming intensive than our full cybersecurity major, but it also has some additional things that it includes, such as database, networking, some stuff like that, which I guess is in cybersecurity as well. Outside of the classroom, we have a variety of opportunities to get involved in cybersecurity. One of the ones that's my favorite one is our Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition Team, or MACCDC. And this is an annual competition where they will find an active red team that's usually penetration testers, and they'll give you a scenario. They'll set something up, and it's your job to defend it. And it is an absolutely fun experience. I got to participate as a graduate student, and now it's really fun to work with the team as they participate. Another thing, a benefit that we have is cybersecurity is really important. Certifications and professional memberships are important. And we host the local ISC Squared, which is the International Information Systems Security Certificate Consortium. It's a handful, it's a mouthful, but that is hosted on our campus, and it is really an excellent opportunity to network with local cybersecurity professionals, most of which have their CISSP, which is what I would consider the gold standard for top-tier certifications. And the other opportunity we have is our cybersecurity club, and this is a little bit more of a kind of a loose organization. They generally meet about bi-weekly, and those meetings generally will cover topics such as research, tools in cybersecurity, and it's your opportunity to get involved. One of the things I really like about student organizations is that you make the organization. So you come in and you want to be involved in cybersecurity, and you want to work in the cybersecurity club. That is absolutely your opportunity to do that. We really try to host a department-wide, and I'd like to ramp it up to university-wide Capture the Flag event as well as part of the cybersecurity club. In terms of our cybersecurity group, we have a number of faculty members within our department who have some sort of connection to our cybersecurity program, whether they are core faculty, whether they're involved in the Commonwealth Cyber Initiative, whether they're involved in our CCDC team. We have diverse faculty across our department who are interested in cybersecurity and finding ways to apply it in their fields of study. Let's see. Other opportunities we have, we really kind of prioritize and pride ourselves on undergraduate research opportunities. Undergraduate research opportunities give you an opportunity to get involved with a professor and explore something new. Go dive into it. A couple of areas where we focus on at CNU is IoT, smart device security. My pet area is security or authentication and augmented and virtual reality. We have faculty who focus on distributed computing and fog networks, and this is just a few of the broad areas that we focus on. Within our department, we have opportunities for summer research, so maybe you want to hang around over the summer and explore a little more security issues. We have opportunities for grants and for sponsorship within the department. Which brings me to our department. The really cool thing about this major is that it exists within our department, and our department is pretty diverse. We come all the way from applied physics all the way over to information science, and you can see cybersecurity is kind of nestled neatly here between computer science and information science, again, briefly mentioned in the intro. Cybersecurity kind of exists at the intersection of the technical and the business, and so it's relatively easy to move around within the department. We also have a master's, a 5-year master's program in applied physics and computer science. And even though the title is applied physics and computer science, we have a good number of students who have completed security-related theses, and we have graduate security courses as well. Within our department, we have a couple of really strong benefits. One of my personal favorite ones is Pizza My Mind. We have these Thursday presentations, and pre-COVID, they would bring you pizza, you would sit there, you get to listen to the speakers. And one of my absolute favorite speakers that has come to this was the Chief Information Security Officer for the House of Representatives. And it's just really cool to hear him come talk about that. And there's a number of security presenters as well. We have a mentorship program focused on women in the technical fields. And so they have events such as etiquette dinners, leadership workshops, and we also have clubs outside of cybersecurity if you want to expand those boundaries. So wrap it up, CNU has a full 4-year experience for cybersecurity starting from the day you get on campus. You can get involved academically, you can get involved in organizations, you can get involved in clubs, you can get involved in research, plenty of opportunities. If you want more information, there will be some PCSE or technical open houses upcoming, and there's a link to that. And I'm available for questions.
Chris, we do have a question. The first one is, can you give an example of a capstone project for cybersecurity? Yeah, so
when I teach capstones, and I'll just come from my kind of perspective of it, capstone is kind of an open-ended problem that's being solved. And so I really do try to encourage that. And a couple examples of ones that I've seen that are cybersecurity related was one of them was an automatic fuzzing tool for detecting buffer overflow vulnerabilities in game servers. It was kind of a niche project, but it was really cybersecurity focused, and they put a lot of work into developing this kind of platform for performing this activity. So that would be one example. I've seen a couple of kind of more research-focused capstones, maybe focusing on how people use passwords, stuff like that. And so there's in those areas. Let's see.
Very good. Another question. It came up with certifications. What can students do about certifications? How does the courses, how do they help them get them?
So in terms of certifications, I will just say academically, I have a kind of a philosophy that the goal is to teach underlying concepts and connect it to, say, certifiable attributes. And so what I try really hard to do is focus my classes on stuff that I know overlaps with certifications, but the classes are not taught directly to certifications. We're in the work process of kind of discussing what that looks like, but right now the suggestion is generally between your junior and senior year to pursue some sort of certification as you kind of wrap up that junior year.
Very good. And then one more answer. What if I'm not sure if I want computer science, cybersecurity, or information science when you come in as a freshman?
That is absolutely excellent. There is absolutely no problem. One of the strengths of our department is that at the lower level of those majors, there's significant overlap in the foundational classes. So you really have up until the start of your junior year to kind of make a decision about a major within this department. And so you could easily come in and spend your first kind of couple years and you can decide, well, maybe the security stuff just doesn't do it for me, but I love programming, and it's a really simple shift over to that direction. And IS is the same way. It's kind of a simple shift. But it generally needs to be done kind of as you approach that junior year.
Which is really good. The next question is, if you like programming, would this be a good career for you?
So as I mentioned in the initial talk, yes, it can be, but you would need to make sure you kind of focus on looking for jobs within that area. Security is a very broad area, and there's a lot of different roles. You could, for example, be a security analyst, but there are need for people to be involved with security at the programming level. And I'm actually a big fan of, I think every programmer should have a pretty decent foundation in security knowledge, as they're the ones building these systems that eventually become vulnerable. So absolutely, there's definitely careers in it, but you would want to make sure that you kind of focused your job search when you got to that point.
Do we have
Thank
one
you
more?
all so much.
That's it.
Yes, we actually have to send the students. There's a little bit shorter time to transition. So students, you have 3 minutes to get to your next session. And the next session will begin at 6:10. I mean, maybe if Ian wants to, maybe we can connect with Ian if he has an email address or something that we can connect with him.
So the question is there a major that touches upon the subject of both computer science and cybersecurity? That's exactly our cybersecurity.
That's exactly what our major is.
It's right between, you can focus more on CS or more on cybersecurity as much as you want on either way. Or you do double major, right? It meshes well, and you can do a computer science and a cybersecurity major, and then you'll end up having both. If you're still here.
Great. Thank you both so much for this, the great presentation. Let's go ahead, and students, if you guys want to start transitioning, I see many of you are still here. The next session will begin at 6:10 p.m. So please take this time to go back to that main page and select your next school. Thank you.